Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel again. I'm Haruna Abdulaziz. Just like I promised you that I'll be taking you on a road to understand what political science is and how to become a political scientist uh, in a short period of time. With your phone, with your laptop, you can easily understand what political scientists do and how you can do it yourself. Now let's start from looking at the concept what political science is. Political science is a field of study. It's a field of study on its own. Like it's a discipline on its own. It's a social science discipline. It's a humanity discipline. Now, looking at the broad term, political science contains two key concepts. Politics and science. Uh, for us to understand what political science is, we need to break down what politics is and what science is and what does the combination of the two concepts means. Uh, Politics, let's start by quoting Aristotle. He always been considered the father of politics. Aristotle said man by nature is a political animal. This concept, man by nature is a political animal. It's a very simple concept though for somebody who is not learned about political science. How will you call somebody an animal? What Aristotle is trying to portray is that human being, that is the being, that is animal, that's he's being a human being, and for him being a human being, he has interest. He has interest he pursue. So with every interaction, with every relationship he establishes, there's always a prevailing interest he wants to achieve. So centrally, Aristotle is focusing politics on interests, what people seek to pursue as they relate. That is, for being humans, there is something they seek to pursue at the end of the day. So for being humans, they have interest. For having interest, they have to relate with others to achieve that interest. So centrally, that's what Aristotle means by man by nature is a political animal. He is always seeking for his interest. Uh, let's look for another definition. David Einstein, David Einstein defined politics as the authoritative allocation of values. Here, key concepts in this definition of politics, according to David Einstein, is authority and then values. Values can be power, can be resources, it can be influence, it can be anything, as well as authority. That is, who give authority, who controls power, who has the right to give command. That's centrally what the definition of politics, according to David Easton, is trying to tell us. So he said politics is an authoritative allocation of values in the society. Well, Harold Laswell, on the other hand, defined politics as who get what, when, and how. That is, he raised fundamental questions. So, in the process of trying to answer these questions, you understand what politics is. Who, that is, who is in power, who get what, that is, what's in question, that was resources, value, authority in question, when, and how, which process does he employ to particularly achieve that. So centrally, these are the key definitions I will for a novice to understand what politics is. You need to understand these two uh, definitions of politics. So centrally, let me put you on the lead. Politics is about interest, that is, pursuance of one's interest. So as you pursue your own interests, you're actively being political. So centrally, that's what politics is. Now the other broad concept on the political science, that's science. What's science? Science simply means a scientific process of inquiry. That's simple as that. Science means the process of inquiry which is systematic. The systematic process of inquiry. So I know you'll be wondering what joined politics with science. How the central idea for science is being systematic. That is step by step method of inquiry. So politics can be acquired and be studied scientifically. That is can be studied systematically. So generally, that's what science is. Though if we are going to go deep, we're talking about observation, verification, confirmation, hypothesis, and all that. But for now, let's leave it at the novice stage. That you only need to understand the meaning of science as it relates to politics. It means systematic method of inquiry. So now, coming back to political science simply means, a field of study that studied politics in a systematic way. That's a precise definition of political science. It's a field of study that study politics in a systematic way. As simple as that. That's what political science is. And then, as I explain, what makes it science is the systematic process. Now, I know you'll be wondering, okay, you've defined politics as pursuance of interest. So how do you pursue your interest scientifically? Now, here we are talking about a field of study, a discipline that studied those who seek their interest when it comes to politics. So centrally, that's what political science is. However, like many broad fields, political science have subfields. For example, you have policy science, you have development studies, you have political economy, you have local government studies, you have international relations as it occurs. Though some of the subfields of political science are broad enough, in some institutions you find out that you can study international relations on its own, you can study policy science on its own, you can study public policy on its own, you can study a lot of other fields like local government studies on its own. But the broader field, as I said, is political science. So centrally, that's what we'll be doing today. I hope at the end of this particular video you are able to understand what politics is, what science is, and then what political science is, and then be able to differentiate what political science is from politics. Now let me break it down. Politics is the art, while political science is the study of politics. Do you understand? Politics is like working in an institution of government and all that, or participation in election, while political science is the academic field of studying uh, politics. Of course, everyone can aspire to be a politician if you have what it takes, then the qualification. However, for you to become a political scientist, you have to learn, you have to go to school and learn how to study politics. Lastly, not everyone can become a political scientist until you know how to inquire about politics scientifically. So thank you very much for a wonderful time. I hope by now you understand what politics is again and what political science is. Uh, there are other aspects of introductions about political science. However, for today, we'll only be talking about politics and political science. In the next videos, we'll be looking at concepts like power, authority, legitimacy, the art and the science of politics. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and stay on course as I carry into the journey of becoming a political scientist at the comfort of your own house.